Beans are nutritious, delicious, and full of fiber and protein. Today we're going to see if we can make delicious refried beans from canned beans. And if you can, which brand has the best canned beans? Here are our contenders. We have Iberia, Bush's, La Costeña, and Goya. Who put this trash in here? Alright, that's better. Hey guys, I'm David. I hate saying my name. I'm a culinary graduate that's worked in over a dozen restaurants, from dishwasher to sous chef. Now I'm using my experience to give tips, tricks, and recipes for all of you guys that are interested. But enough about me, let's get started. So we have Iberia, Bush's, La Costeña, and our control is going to be dried pinto beans that I cook in a pressure cooker with just water and salt. The ingredients that I'm going to add to these are very simple ingredients but very essential. We have white onion, jalapeno, and garlic. And the quantities are going to be 1/4 of a white onion for each, half a jalapeno, and then 2 garlic cloves. And since we're not blending this up, we're going to cut these really small. Except for the garlic, because I like big pieces of garlic. As long as it's cooked, it's not going to be too strong. And thicker, like sliced garlic, will not burn as fast as small minced garlic. And I want to add everything in all at once. I don't want to put in the onion, then the jalapeno, then the garlic at the end. I just want to throw it all in, just to make it simple. So we're going to cut all these relatively around the same size, relatively small, so that they just melt away in the beans. Alright, La Costeña is the biggest can of the three. So we're going to weigh out all of them so that they're all equal weights. Alright, I'm going to teach you guys how to make refried beans for the first one. And then I'll pump out the next 3 by myself. I'm going to use a non-stick pan. Not because you have to, but it's because what I have, my stainless steel pan is dirty. Since we're using a non-stick pan, we can't go high heat. Remember, using a high heat on non-stick pan isn't good. So we're going to heat up our pan first. And then I don't usually measure the oil, but for consistency's sake, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. And you need enough oil to carry the flavors of your aromatic. You don't need a lot, but you need enough. Oil isn't just to prevent sticking, it is to carry flavors and aromas. What we're doing here, and in most cooking, is flavoring the oil, seasoning the oil with our aromatic, like our garlic, our jalapeno, our onion. All those flavors are going into the oil, and then when we add the beans, the oil is seasoned and it seasons the bean. If you tried this without any oil at all, then you would taste the difference. It wouldn't taste cohesive, and you would taste it separated as like onion, jalapeno, and garlic and beans instead of one. Next, we're going to add our jalapenos, onion, and garlic. And every time you add something to a pan, you always season it. How much you season it is definitely something that you learn over time, but just season it as you would if you're going to eat that by itself. But the reason that we season as we go is because salt doesn't just need to dissolve, it needs to diffuse into the cells of food, and that takes a little bit of time. If you only season at the end, you will taste the salt on the surface. So you'll be seasoning, it'll taste bland, seasoning, it'll taste bland, and seasoning, and all of a sudden it'll taste salty. And that's what happens a lot of the time. But if you season as you go, even using the same amount of salt, it will taste less salty than if you only season at the end. Alright, we're gonna let this cook, and we want this really soft because we're not blending this, we're just gonna mash it up. So you want it really soft, so when we add the beans, it all melts together. Once that's getting a little bit of color, we're gonna add our beans, saute it up a little bit, and I don't usually measure like I said, but we're gonna start off with 1 cup of water just to see how that is. And for these, it looks like a lot, but once I mash it up, it'll look better. And I'm someone that likes runnier beans than thick beans because I like eating my beans with rice, and I don't want a big glob or mass of bean and rice meatball. So I would rather have it runnier than too thick. If you like it thicker, then you could always add less water or just cook it longer and a lot of the water will evaporate. So you can always fix it. That's it. That's how you make refried beans. This is our homemade one, and I'm going to pump out the next 3 and then I'll see you at the taste test. All right, so let's get through 3 more batches and then taste test at the end. Alright guys, here are the beans that we're gonna taste. So we're gonna start off with the homemade as the control. And yes, I'm gonna use the same spoon for all of them because this is all my food, so back off. Oh, some really good
beans. What the fuck?
Alright. Which one is this? This is the bushes. This one, when I added the 1 cup of water, same amount of water to this one, it was way runnier. This one's like pretty perfect consistency. This one is a lot runnier. I still like runny beans, but I had to cook it for longer to evaporate a lot of the water. I don't taste less beany. That's the only way I can describe it. But it's not bad. This is the Iberia. This one had more sodium in it already. When I looked at the can, this one had like twice the amount of sodium. So I'll let that sit for a little bit. This one is the runniest, and I added even less water in this one. This one is the La Costeña, but this one already had a lot of stuff. Like we saw, it had jalapeno powder and tomato paste and soybean oil, I think. Somehow that one also tastes like less beany. Let's try this one again. So this one is the homemade is definitely way better than all of them, but between the 3, it's hard to tell between these like how much salt you need because they already have a lot of sodium when they were cooked, when they were packed. As for these, you can choose not to put salt. I put a little bit of salt. But I knew how much salt I put. And with these, there's no way of telling what 490, was it milligrams or something? Yeah. 390, 400 something, and 100 something milligrams of sodium. So it's really difficult to tell how much salt to put while you're doing it without tasting it. I was trying not to taste them beforehand so that this would be my first impression. Usually I would taste that as I go, but I don't think I like this one. Not only is it less beany, it's less onion, jalapeno, garlicky. I don't know, it's not there. And this one tastes like water. Honestly, I think it's bushes. And maybe I'm biased because that's what I thought it was gonna be when I came. Like it has the least added ingredients. It has the least calories. It did have the most sodium though, but by far the homemade tastes more like beans and like cohesive. It's not beans and onion and jalapeno and garlic. It's all melded together. I might be biased just because I made it, but usually I don't like my food. For this one, I only salted the aromatics when I added it, and it's perfect. This one's freaking. I feel like it's not there. There's no flavor. But of the three, I think the Bush's is the best. If you salt it enough, it is decent. It is. Oh, hey, wait, hold on. It's like you can make good refried beans with canned beans, and if someone gave me this on my plate with the price and whatever, I wouldn't give it two thoughts. I'd be like, this is pretty good beans, and with the rest of the stuff, if someone gave me this on my plate, I'd stop for a second and be like, these beans are really good. These are expected. I'd be like, these are a little bland, but they're not bad. Take that for what you will. Bush's wins. Obviously, homemade is the best. Definitely, if you have the time or pressure cooker, do that. But that's that, guys. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm about to eat 4 cans of beans for dinner. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you shared it with someone that you think might like it. My channel is small right now, and I'm hoping to build it, and any sharing at all would greatly benefit me, and I would really appreciate it. And if you want to see more of me cook and do stuff like this, then subscribe. But if not, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day already to watch this. So, thank you, and until next time.